But yeah, man, that's the overall gist, the overall layout. Do you feel like that is the help you're actually looking for?
I mean, it looks good. I think so.
You don't
Um,
sound certain at all.
no, it looks good. It's I'm sure you hear all the time, man, but it is a lot of money.
Mhm.
Um, that's probably the only real thing to be fully transparent, you know?
That's cool, man. I appreciate the honesty. Money aside, like, do you genuinely feel like this can help you get to 8 grand
Yeah,
a month with
absolutely.
coaching?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you feel like it can though, just from your perspective?
Just looks like it ticks all the boxes that I would, I guess, struggle with now.
Like what? Like what do you feel in particular would be like the key to the castle for you?
I guess the social media and just setting up those coaching systems.
Okay. And so if you had the money, if you had that 8 grand, like would you do it?
If it was like a comfortable, yeah, of course. Is it up front?
We have a few different options, man.
Yeah,
But like overall, like regardless of that, like if you got the results you're wanting, would it be worth 8K to you?
yeah. I mean, like, I'm sure it would pay itself off
Okay,
anyway.
cool.
Like, I'm not trying to object you or anything. Like, I
No, no, that's
fully,
that's cool, man.
yeah,
I'm
like
just trying to
it's,
understand, just
yeah,
to see.
yeah,
It's like regardless
um,
of like moving forward, like I want to make sure you actually think you can help. That's the most
yeah,
important.
yeah.
And so, like, if you had 8 grand, like in your account, like, would you actually do it? Would you actually invest?
I think so. If it wouldn't, affect or as long as I can still pay me bills and live, yeah, of course.
Yeah, you still got a roof over your head. You're not taking
That's
food off
it.
the
Yeah,
table. We don't want to do that. That's cool, man. So, in terms of payment plans, we might have some options there.
right.
What are you like? Just to see what we have. Like, what are you actually working with at the moment that you can invest into yourself so that you can start to make more money?
I don't even know.
You can pull up your app, your banking app, if you want.
I mean, I can.
Up to you, man. Whatever helps.
I mean, realistically, bro, probably like I wouldn't be far from it. Um, where are we? Bear with me. Yeah, look, it is probably pretty doable right now, but it's would also be a pretty big kick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Is it just the 8 grand up front that has you a bit hesitant, or if we could like break that up, would that be
kinda, yeah, yeah,
more helpful? Okay, cool, man. What we can do, what we normally do, like we have a few different options, but I don't think like if you're close to that mark anyway, I don't think going down a loan route is going to be the best option because it's got interest on
nah,
that.
nah, yeah,
Um, like if you're close to it, for some people, like all they have is 500 bucks to their name. So for that, we have loan options, but again, there's interest. So what we normally do in situations like yours is we can do a split pay. So we could do 4 grand to start, get you access to everything, get the ball rolling, get you making more money, and then we can do the other 4 grand a month from now. And obviously, like this is given. If you join and it's all terrible and I've lied to you about everything and Zach is a fraud and you hate it, which probably won't happen. But if it did, you're obviously not going to invest the other 4 grand, right? You're only going to do that if
yeah,
you start, if you're actually seeing benefit from it.
yeah,
That
yep,
help you? Would that make it a bit easier?
yeah. I think so. I guess. Do you have like a ballpark? I guess, just out of curiosity, like
Yeah.
how many out of all the people that I guess do this and do everything that you guys, they really knuckle down, they do everything. Like,
Yeah.
do they all make that money back pretty comfortably?
It's a good question, man. And I understand why you ask. It's kind of like the gym though. Like we can give you all of the gym equipment, the training plans, the meal
Yeah,
plan, everything like that. You still got to do it.
yeah,
So
completely understand. Yeah,
if you meet us there, if you do everything from your end, I don't see any reason you wouldn't be able to get similar results. And I'm not trying to avoid the question. It's just that people have different goals. So for example, some people we speak to, they're already making fairly decent money. They're not too stressed about the money. They just really want to focus on building the brand. Other people, they're like, okay, I'm struggling for money, so I want to make more money ASAP. So if that's your goal, our game plan is going to be a bit different. Like to give you an idea, I had a girl called Shalila. I don't know if you saw her case study. We just uploaded it today, so you probably didn't. but she joined about 6 weeks ago, and she was crying after our first call. Like the 8 grand was a lot of money for her, and she was like so scared. It's not funny. Like she called me the next day, like wanting to cancel, wanting to pull out. I just like kept her comfortable, kept her sure, and she stuck with it. In her first week, she made $3,000. Now, that's not everyone. Not everyone does that. I don't want to guarantee that that'll happen to you. But if you're putting in the work, if you're actually doing what we say, there's no reason you can't see similar results, man. But let
Yeah.
me ask you,
Okay.
like, do you see any reason from your end that you wouldn't be able to see similar results, assuming you did the work and we gave you everything we've given other clients?
No, I'm the like I completely understand it. Like I've got to put in the work, like, and that's what I mean. Like I would put in the work. Like if I'm putting in all that money, like you, I'm not just gonna sit in the couch and do nothing. Like
Yeah,
I don't like seeing stuff go to waste. So that's why I guess that's
yeah,
why I asked the question. Like because I am prepared to put in the work.
yeah,
Um, I just want to know, like, and I know you can't predict the future, but
yeah,
that's why I sort of said ballpark of like
totally.
how many people
To be
do
frank
well,
with
do
you, man,
people
like,
not?
yeah, to be frank, it's like everyone, and I know it's an annoying answer because you just want to hear a number. You want to hear a percentage of like, hey, 50% make it, 80% make it. Like, just to be frank, like, we don't track numbers of like, we have, 40 people join and 20 are successful because everyone's definition of success is different. Like, what would you define as success?
Honestly, probably just making that money back. It would
Making
be
the
a
8 grand back in 6 months?
would be a win for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, we strive to do more, but I think
Yeah.
that would be like a minimum win. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, given your work ethic and like the energy I'm getting from you, I don't see any reason you can't make 8 grand in 6 months. We've had people do
Hmm.
that in 1 month, let alone six.
Yeah, right there.
So yeah, man, I definitely think you can. Um, as long as you don't see any reason you can't, and as long as you put in the work, there's no reason you can't make the 8 grand back in 6 months, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, the goal for us is to make you a lot more than 8 grand in 6 months.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if we had a case study, it's like, hey, Austin made 8 grand in 6 months. Like we probably wouldn't even post that. We wouldn't even really be proud of that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's understandable.
Yeah. Does that help though, man?
Mhm.
I know it's not the answer you want, but does that
Yeah,
help?
no, I know you can't give like a an answer. Like I get it.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool, man.
yeah,
Should we rock and roll then?
yeah. Oh, it's
Taking the first step's hard, isn't it?
yeah, it's bloody hard, man. It is.
Yeah, totally, man. Your brain
Yeah.
right now is going into all of the reasons not to do it, right? And
Mm,
if you're a little bit nervous, if you're a little bit scared, it's totally normal, man. It's different to what you're used to. And when we make changes, it's uncomfortable, but does change happen when you're comfortable or when you're uncomfortable? And
yeah,
it is something you've never done before.
yeah,
But what do you feel like you need to do to put yourself in the best position possible to actually make a change so you can actually start winning?
yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah, it is the right thing to do. Like I'm not trying to beat around the bushes or anything.
That's cool, man. And I know it's hard to like actually like okay, click the pay button, like actually send the money. Like
Yeah,
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 I've been there myself, man. I've spent 50 grand over the last 2 years in mentorships, courses, education. So I've been where you are. I know it's difficult. Like I've gone into debt before to invest into myself. But as long as you genuinely feel like this can help you get to where you want to go, at the end of the day, man, you're never going to be 100% sure until you do it.
yeah. No, that's understandable. Can I just ask, what happens after the 6 months? What's
Yeah.
I know it's a long way down the track, but is it do you stop? Do you keep doing it? Like,
Yeah, people do different things. Like most people have stayed on after the 6 months. So after the 6 months, we go month by month. And instead of
yep,
it being an 8 grand rate for 6 months, we do it for $1,000 a month. And we just continue that on as like a
okay,
maintenance protocol. Most people stick on. We've had a few like, not cool. I've learned a bunch over the last 6 months. Let me come back later. I've got a lot of work to do. So we have people that do different things, but that's what it would look like after.
yeah, okay. Um, yeah, she's a tough one, man. Um,
Totally. What would like if you picture because it's also becoming a different person, right? Like this is
mm,
different thing you've done, and it's like going from the mindset of kind of like when you're an employee, like you're paid an hourly rate, right? And you're not necessarily rewarded for the effort that you put in. But when you go online, it's like it's the opposite. You're paid for your results, which is a change. It means that your time becomes more valuable. And so making
Yeah.
decisions like that person when you're not that person, it's not always easy, you know.
Yeah.
But like, what would future 2.0 version making 8 grand a month online? It's coaching full time online. Is able to go back, see his mates, see the OGs. Like, what would he tell you to do?
Yeah. He probably yeah, probably should do it. Is I know you're gonna hate this. I know you'd probably hear it all the time, but look, my girlfriend's in uni. Can I
Yeah,
talk to her and just sort of see? Because obviously she doesn't work a hell of a lot. Like
yeah.
I'm not trying to turn you away. Like I genuinely just do
That's
want to
cool,
talk
man.
to her and be like, hey,
It's
are you cool
completely
with
cool.
this? Yeah, she supports me. I know.
Yeah,
It would just be cool to chat to her. Like
yeah. I get it,
if
man.
that's doable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Can I ask, like, who's going to be the one going through the program?
Yeah,
You or her?
I know it's me. Yeah,
And who's going to, like, whose responsibility is it whether you actually get results from this or not? You or her,
no, it's mine.
right? And so, do you feel it's fair to put that responsibility of making that decision when it's your responsibility to get results regardless? Do you feel like it's fair putting that decision, that burden of decision making on her?
I don't think I'd be putting the decision making on her. It's more so just if she'd be comfortable with that amount of money, I guess not being there. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, does
Do you
that
guys
make sense?
share bank accounts or
Nah, nah,
okay? And would it be your money or her money?
it's mine.
Okay.
But we live together, so what's hers is what's hers is mine, what's mine is hers. That's sort of the
Yeah.
way we do things.
Yeah. And so if she doesn't want you to do it, like I don't have any reason to believe she wouldn't want you to do it, but let's just say you chatted to her and she didn't want you to do it. Maybe she just hears the price, she doesn't have the context of what we spoke about. She just hears like, oh, it's a course and it's $8,000 and that's all she hears and she doesn't want you to do it. Like what would you do then?
I mean, like, I have to respect her. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't. We're a team, so yeah. I don't know. I don't think she would say that. Like, that's what like I said right at the start. I don't think she would say no.
Yeah.
Um,
But if she did, like what would you do?
if she just straight up said no, don't do it,
Yeah.
or yeah, then I probably wouldn't.
Okay.
I'd
So
probably just have to stick with my face to face for a bit.
okay. And so let's say that happens and you stick with the face to face and you never take that jump because you don't take that first step, which is the hardest, and you don't make that decision to get help and you just stick with face to face for the next 6, 12, 18 months.
Sorry, man, you cut out for a bit there. Can you just repeat what you just said?
Yeah, yeah. Just going back to what we said before, like let's
Yeah.
say you do that. You don't do this, you don't go online and you just stick with the face to face for 6, 12, 18 months. Like we said, you're going to have a roof over your head. You're not going to be on the streets. You'll still have food on the table. But what's that going to look like if it just stays like that for another year?
Yeah. All right. I don't see why not. We'll do it.
You sure?
Yeah, we'll just do it. I know I got to do it. It's
Okay.
yeah,
I know it's hard, man. Like I get where you're coming from. I've been there.
yeah,
But the reason that like I have so much certainty and I'm able to like hold you accountable to what you want to do is because I've been there myself and I've walked that same path. And when you start coaching other people, they're going to have similar things come up. They're going to be hesitant about working with a coach, about paying you to help them transform their body and to make change. But when you've walked the walk yourself, you're going to have a lot more congruency, man.
yeah.
Cool, man. Let's do it. What I'll do,
All right.
I'll send you the link just over Zoom here. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
So we just use Stripe. That's just the payment processor.
All right. There we go.
How you feeling, man?
I mean, that was one of the scariest things I've done in a bit, but fuck, she'll be